Hello and welcome to Appointment with Fear. I'm Ergo Corvus, and with me I have a guest, Mary. Hi, Mary.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Thanks for joining. Um, I've heard that you know a thing or two about superheroes, maybe. Just a
I know a
little.
thing or two.
Maybe you might just have like a whole YouTube channel or something all about them.
Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Been working
Maybe.
on that for a while.
Yeah.
That's might be a thing that exists that people can check out if they want.
Mm-hmm. Check out here. I should link to that. Um, I've got you subscribed somewhere here.
I mean, speaking of which, I had to look this up to double check that it's the same one, but I noticed that the cover art here for this book is done by Brian Boland, who
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure a lot of people will know as the artist for the Batman: The Killing.
Oh, the Killing Joke.
Yep. Same
Okay.
artist.
Nice. That's interesting. I wonder. I wonder if he does a lot of covers for this book series anyway, or if they specifically went out and got him for this one. I'll put this in here. All right. Hold on, this music.
Thank you.
This music is jamming. It's a little loud, but there we go. Alrighty. So yes, we're going to be reading through a fighting fantasy book, Appointment with Fear, by Steve Jackson, who is, I think, the creator of the fighting fantasy series, also the founder of Games Workshop, which is now mostly known for Warhammer, I think. I'm not sure how much of a hand he had in that, but I do know he did write a lot of the fighting fantasy books himself. And this one breaks from the mold a bit, because a lot of them are kind of your typical Dungeons and Dragons adventures, going through dungeons and fighting dragons. But with this one, we're going to be doing more of a superhero kind of story. Let's see, I'll let the book explain it itself. Well, actually, first, I also did want to ask you, do you have experience with Choose Your Own Adventure or Fighting Fantasy or Give Yourself Goosebumps or any of those types of books?
Not fighting fantasy specifically, but I've done like a few choose your own adventure books as a wee lad, but those are more along the lines of, turn in order to turn right, go to page 35. In order to turn left, go to page 38. Oh, I chose the wrong direction. I died. Okay.
Yeah.
Get back. We doesn't try that again.
They did love their just sudden death scenes. Or just weird, abrupt endings and stuff. Yeah, I do really enjoy those kinds of books. I read a lot as a kid. Which is why I want to do this series, looking at some more of them.
Remember the Scholastic Book Fair?
Yes, yeah, I think that's where I got a lot of them.
That's still a thing.
I don't know. I haven't been in school for a long time.
It's been... Oh, Christ, it's almost been 20 years. I need to go.
We're so old. Oh boy. Almost, or maybe around the same age as this book. Which is either from, it's kind of hard to tell because the scan, or I mean, sorry, this copy that I am holding in my hands, totally, is either from 1985 or 1995. It's hard to tell.
The indicia is somewhat degraded.
Yeah, but either way, from around that era. Which I guess would also explain, got that same artist from the Killing Joke. Actually, wait, I'm sorry. When was that a 90s-ish one? I can't remember.
Double check that. I'm pretty sure 80s.
Okay.
Maybe. Well, maybe not.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if that was a more... Okay, yeah. I thought it was around that era. But yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and get into it then.
Yes.
Alright. Tough, courageous, incorruptible champion of law and order, you are the Silver Crusader. Using your superpowers to protect the innocent citizens of teeming Titan City from the evil machinations of a host of supervillains. Arch-villain of them all is the Titanium Cyborg, head of the notorious Fear organization. Terrorism, violence, kidnapping, and extortion. Nothing is too evil for Fear. So a news leaks out of a secret meeting of Fear heads. Any Fear heads in the audience? I'm a big Fear head.
Woo, Fear!
Here in Titan City, your mission is clear: to discover the location of the meeting, capture the Titanium Cyborg and his cohorts, and bring them to justice. There are 4 superpowers to choose from, clues to find, hero points to gain or lose, a new twist to the fighting fantasy combat system, which we're mostly going to be ignoring, honestly. I'll get into that. We're going to be, I think, shortening the combat a little bit. But as Steve Jackson's amazing new game book, they're not known for humility here, I guess, throws you up against the most challenging, most dangerous adventure of them all. All you need is 2 dice, a pencil, and an eraser. Many dangers lie ahead, and even with your superpowers, your success is by no means certain. Alrighty. Also, as I scroll down here, there's just a page with a picture of, like, a mummy, which feels out of place.
Already got a mummy.
Just a mummy. Just standard mummy here. Alrighty. So we have a little bit of instructions. I'll go through the more flavorful parts, and then we'll kind of skim through the more gritty rules a bit.
Alright.
In Appointment with Fear, you will become the Silver Crusader, a superhero with unusual powers, dedicated to saving the citizens of Titan City from crime. You will come across robberies, kidnappings, and destruction. Just kind of nondescript destruction, you know. Crimes committed by a host of supervillains. You must also find out where the fateful meeting between the heads of Fear, the Federation of Euro-American Rebels... I don't know about that one.
Fighting a Federation rebels? Are we the baddies?
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. They really just... I think they really just wanted to make that acronym work, and that was just all they could think. Euro-American Rebels. They're from Europe and America, you know. I don't know.
You know, they changed the acronym for SHIELD like 3 times.
Oh, really?
In the 60s, it was Supreme Headquarters International Espionage Law Enforcement Division.
Okay.
And then when that organization got like exploded and eventually rebuilt, they instead renamed it as Strategic Hazard Intervention Espionage Logistics Directorate.
Okay.
Then the movies changed it slightly to something else, but 2 is the most I can remember.
Okay. Yeah, see, I think the one from the movies is the one I am the most familiar with, because it's the Strategic Homeland... no, I can't remember. That's all I got.
It's more similar to the second one, but I've not committed the movie one to memory. It's too many SHIELD acronyms.
Yeah. Initiative, I think, is the I. I don't know. And then I think defense is the D. That's all I remember. I don't remember the E and the L. Let me see. Where are we? It's due to take place and capture Vladimir Utoshki, otherwise known as the Titanium Cyborg, Fear's leader. You do not have only your superpowers to aid you. Through your crime watch, your friend and informant Jerry the Grass will alert you to crimes even before they are committed. And you can keep in touch with the police. Great.
Jerry the Grass. I keep my ear to the ground. I tell you what's going on.
Yeah. Is that what being... I've never heard anybody called the Grass before. Is that it? Like they're on the ground? I guess?
Yeah, it's a good one. I like it. Do you think he puts touch grass in his Tinder profile?
He loves to touch grass. He's just really into gardening, maybe. That also starts with G, and I think he's into alliteration.
Either that or he's half-baked all of the time.
Oh, yeah, he's just... he likes the grass, yeah. As you fight and overcome villains of the underworld, you will discover clues. Some clues will enable you to locate arch-criminals and arrest them. Others will give you information on the whereabouts of the secret fear meeting. You begin with the adventure with a choice of 4 superpowers. With super strength, you are powerful and have the ability to fly. Psi powers enable you to read minds and influence objects by brain power alone. ETS, enhanced technological skill, makes you Batman. If you choose Energy Blast, you can summon up a bolt of energy and project it from your fingertips. Depending on which power you choose, the solution to the book, finding the location of the fear meeting, will be different. Once you have solved it with one power, you can try it again with another. I don't think we'll be doing that tonight, but hey, if you want to do that, if anybody can do that on their own time. Which I think that is interesting. Yeah, this book has a lot of replayability to it, which is not something you usually see in a book. You may also monitor your success with your hero points. When you overcome supervillains, you will be awarded hero points to allow you to compare... They're just points. It's just a high score. Because these new features differ a little bit. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and determine some stats. Your skill, your stamina, and your luck. So let me see. Would you like to roll, or would you like me to roll for you?
Let me bring up a dice. Here, we can take turns.
Okay.
It's a D6. I got a 5.
A 5? Oh, pretty good. So I think we just add that to 6, and then that will be your skill. Got a skill of 11. Very good. Let me see. Oops. Losing all my windows. Yeah, add 6, blah, blah, blah. Although, if you end up choosing super strength, then I guess that just changes your skill to 13 anyway, but... so now we roll 2 dice to determine your stamina.
I got a 6.
Nice. What did you get for the second one?
6 and 4.
4. Okay. So 10 plus 12, 24. Got a pretty strong hero over here. Let's see how lucky you are. Go ahead and roll one more d6.
We got a 3.
3. Okay, middle of the road. Yeah. Okay, luck of 9. Then there we go. And as you might expect, skill is generally used for fighting or, you know, other skill-based activities. Stamina is basically hit points. Luck is sometimes used instead of skill in some situations. Yeah. Alrighty. Battles. Okay, we're going to be mostly ignoring this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make all the battles just take one turn. Because there isn't really any strategy in the battles. You're literally just taking turns rolling and just punching each other. And seeing like, oh, you missed. Oh, you hit. So basically we're just going to make it do one round. And if the opponent beats you, then you'll just take some damage before you win.
Sounds good.
Let's see, and then luck. Yeah, luck. We'll get to that when we get to it. Blah, blah, blah. You can... Stamina will be restored when you rest at home. Hero points. You can gain points and lose points. And then clues. Gain some clues. Depends on which power you choose. Okay. So here, let's get to the fun part. Which superpower would you like to go with? We have super strength, psi powers, enhanced technological skill, and energy blasts.
See, the thing is, out of all of these, like, Psi Powers is probably the most busted, depending on, how
Right.
they implement it. The technological one could be more fun to play, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, having a bunch of gadgets and stuff. Would you like to hear more, like, descriptions of them?
Yes.
Yeah, we have super strength. You have the strength of many men. The muscles of your immensely powerful legs and arms bulge through the fabric of your costume. Okay, calm down. They are developed to the point of perfection, and in combat situations, you always fight with a skill of 13. You also have the power to fly through the air, just because, why not? At any speed you wish.
Gravity.
Yeah, they were like, strength isn't enough. You can also fly. This allows you to hover unsupported above the ground, or to chase and catch up with the fastest jet. That's pretty fast. To find the first of your clues... okay, you get clues based on. Psi powers, you have extraordinary mental abilities. You are able to reach into the thoughts of most other humans and some animals, to read their minds and influence them. You also have limited powers to make objects move mentally, and even to change the very nature of some elements. However, using this power is an enormous mental effort for you. Each time you use your psi power, you must deduct 2 stamina. Oh.
That's how they nerf it.
Yeah. Enhanced technological skill. Your considerable intelligence has allowed you to develop a whole collection of high-tech gadgetry. Through advanced microcircuitry designs, you've been able to miniaturize most of these gadgets so that they will fit conveniently into a special accessory belt worn around your waist. Whatever the situation, you are usually fortunate enough to have something appropriate to use. However, you have avoided developing weaponry, in case any weapon you developed should ever fall into the wrong hands and be used by the criminal element to wreak untold havoc. That's their way of just explaining why you don't have, like, a big gun, I guess. And then last one is Energy Blast. You are able to summon up electrostatic energy from within your own body and channel it out through your fingertips. You can aim these energy bolts at adversaries or objects, and your control is such that you know before you aim how much force will be needed to deal with them. Okay. You have taken a personal oath that you will only stun any human target, no matter how villainous your opponent may be. We're going with a very noble hero in this, I suppose. We're not the Punisher here. Just too bad. I feel like they should give you the option, like, if you want.
Oh, radical anti-hero?
Yeah, although then again, maybe that was even, like, a censorship thing, if like, these books are aimed at a younger audience. They're like, no, you can't just write about, going around killing people.
True.
When using Energy Blast, you need to only determine whether or not your aim is true. If you hit a human opponent, the effect will be an automatic stun. Okay, so this would basically be like an instant win in a fight. Test your aim by rolling 2 dice. If the result is equal to or less than your skill, the bolt has hit. If it is higher than your skill, then you miss. And then you fight a battle. So this gives you an option, I guess, basically, yeah, to, like, end a battle before you even start, which is pretty neat. Sometimes you will not be able to use a second bolt. Oh, okay. Each time you use an Energy Blast, you must deduct 2 stamina. Alrighty, so do you have one that you're leaning towards?
See, I'm thinking either Super Strength or the technological one would be the most fun. So do we want to be Superman or Batman?
Right. Yeah, what are the options here? Are basically Superman, Batman, like Professor X, or Static Shock.
Yeah, I think the technological one might be fun for the mission we're on.
Yeah, that does sound pretty fun. Yeah, see what kind of weird gadgets we can pull out. Let's see. So we'll go with that. I'll also read, we have like a little bit of a background here. Or actually, wait, I think it does the background again. Okay, yeah, okay, I'm gonna skip that. Don't need to read it twice. So, okay. Let me see what this clue thing is. You start the adventure with 2 clues. It's kind of weird. Do you get less clues with the technological skill? Because they all say, like, They say, like, turn to this to discover your first clue, and then you choose... Oh, okay, you get to choose... Okay, you get to... Alright. I don't know if it matters. Is there any number out of these that you don't like? 280, 88, and 152?
Let's yeet the 88.
Okay. So let me write the clues here real quick. And then I think it wants us... I think we go to those pages to read the clues. I think.
Or is there like a list of clues?
I think they are just page numbers. You'll find instructions on where to find your clues. Okay, yeah, it says so look at them before you start the adventure. Okay. So let's see what clues we get. 152 and 280. Here we go. A curious rumor is circulating through the more pleasant parts of the downtown area. It is rumored that a young boy, known as the Brain Child, has extremely vivid dreams. In certain instances, these dreams seem to have come true. These are only rumors, but the identity of the child is known. He is Timothy Grant and lives on 100th Street. Okay. I'll write that down real quick. So Timothy Grant is the Brain Child on 100th Street.
You laugh. I'm like, yeah, checks out. That sounds right.
Brainchild. I mean, actually, okay, you know, because I did just think about, like, the expression of, like, somebody will talk about, like, a project, you know, like, and they'll say, oh, this is the brainchild of so-and-so. It's like, okay, I see what they're going for. And then 280. So if we hear about the brainchild, we know where he lives now.
I know where you live.
Show me what's in your brain. See, and also we should be kindred spirits, right? Since our power is also just intelligence. We're also a brainchild. Recently, you have learned the true identities of several of the crime world's most notorious supervillains. The Tormentor has been identified as Richard Storm, an uptown heating engineer. Here, hold on. Do I need to write all these down? Okay. Tormentor is Richard Storm. The Ice Queen is Sylvia Frost, of course. Of course her name is Frost. She's the Ice Queen. Society debutante. And Marcus Buletta... Oops, I pressed some buttons I did not mean to press. Okay. Is known to be the gruesome Dr. Macabre, whose terrible experiments in surgery have shocked the world. Buletta has been planning a jailbreak for months. When he does so, he is likely to rob a chemist immediately for surgical equipment and chemicals. He just wants to get right back to it, huh? As soon as he breaks out, I immediately need to do some mad science. Alrighty. So those are our clues. We'll see if they come in handy. Alrighty. The enhanced technological skill. Alrighty. Okay, here is our actual backstory now. The time of your birth was an anxious moment for your parents and their doctors. Your mother had consented to undergo an experimental form of genetic surgery. The doctors had warned her of the dangers of the radiation experiments. Their research program was nowhere near complete. But this she already knew, for she herself was one of the researchers. The work had reached the stage where progress was impossible, without testing it on a human subject. Your father had not fully understood the implications when he gave his consent, and 8 pairs of apprehensive eyes watched your arrival into the world. I like this characterization of just, we have our scientist mom and the himbo dad, I guess. He's like, I don't really know what's going on, but okay. Their first reaction was one of relief. You certainly seemed a normal, healthy baby. Postnatal tests showed no physical deformities whatsoever. In fact, you appeared to be a fine specimen.
Thank you for noticing.
Yeah, just a great baby. In your younger years, your development was carefully monitored with a seemingly endless series of physiological and psychological tests. all of which he passed with flying colors. The doctors and researchers congratulated themselves. Their experiments were a complete success. However, the experiments had been conducted in a shroud of secrecy. Had the world known of the risks of the experiment, public outcry would have been overwhelming. It would certainly have put an end to further genetic research. Yeah, I mean, basically just doing some eugenics casually, it's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we're just trying to make, you know...
the baddies.
Yeah, we're just trying to make a super race of people. Don't worry about it.
The rebels are trying to stop us, but they are bad.
Yeah. And from your mother's point of view, she had no wish to have the world regard you as an experimental freak. Only... She totally does, though. Only a few knew what had really happened. Over the years, the testing stopped as the doctors felt more and more certain that there was no need to monitor your progress. As fate would have it, it was just when this testing stopped that it became clear that you were anything but a normal child. Your latent superhuman powers did not show themselves until after the doctors had lost interest. Your parents, who had become thoroughly fed up with the endless tests, decided that your extraordinary powers must remain a secret from the world. They had no wish to have you studied as some kind of freak for the rest of your life. You have a regular job working in an office of a medium-sized company. Living the dream. But when duty calls, you become the Silver Crusader, upholder of justice, and you have taken an oath to serve in the fight against crime in Titan City. Apart from your own super abilities, you have one other device to aid you, your Crime Watch. This neat little device, worn around your wrist, receives and broadcasts transmissions to and from your two most important allies. You can be contacted by police headquarters through this Crime Watch, and you can also summon the police to aid you. Great. In addition, your friend and underworld contact, Jerry the Grass, is able to warm... I thought it said warm you. He can just warm you up. No, he can warn you of impending crimes through the Crime Watch. Jerry the Grass has recently become aware of an important meeting about to take place within the next few days. Vladimir Utoshki, leader of FEAR, the Federation of Euro-American Rebels, has been summoning his aides in crime to meet in Titan City. Utoshki, also known as the Titanium Cyborg, is a supervillain, whose field of expertise is the electronic enhancement of human abilities. He is part man, part machine, and all danger. Jerry the Grass has not yet found out where or when the meeting is due, but one thing is certain. Its purpose is to finalize plans for a scheme which would mean disaster for the Western world. The meeting must be stopped. You must find out where and when this meeting is due to take place and prevent it at all costs. Now turn over the page, I assume. Not like your body. Alright, are you ready?
I'm ready to go.
Let's go. As you walk the 10 blocks to work that morning, you can't help but feel that something is not quite right. You stop by a telephone booth to consider what it could be. The sounds of the city are the usual 8 a.m. cacophony. Cars and buses bounce past along Clark Street, their drivers too sleepy even to try to avoid the pits and bumps of the road. Don't drive sleepy, come on people. A newspaper vendor bawls an incomprehensible headline, something about a robbery, at the crowds of men and women milling past him on their ways to work. Overhead in the sky, the rhythmic beating of a traffic copter's blades fades into the distance. An argument is taking place between an elderly businessman and an overlarge woman with an untrained dog, whose sidewalk deposits have offended the businessman. Alright, there's a lot of detail. There is nothing unusual, or is there? Obviously, we need to use our powers to apprehend this woman for allowing her dog to poop on the sidewalk. That's littering. Need to issue a fine.
Our technological-based powers that we somehow got through genetic experimentation as a fetus.
Yeah, genetically modified to make little gadgets.
I have to assume that we have, like, baseline powers, like enhanced strength and agility.
I suppose, yeah. Yeah, the peak human, whatever.
What's our actual strength class? What's our power grid look like? How much can we bench?
These are the real questions. Let me see. The difference is only barely perceptible, but there is a distinct air of tension in the streets. There are nervous twitches in the eyes of the passerby. The cars are accelerating and braking in a jittery manner. Little things like that. To your heightened senses, the atmosphere is pregnant.
Okay. Now we confirmed heightened senses. That's good.
Yeah. I also didn't know you could get the atmosphere pregnant, but okay. Today will not be just another day. Your thoughts are broken by the high-pitched wailing of a police siren. A yellow and black Cougar GS screeches around the corner and leaps ahead through the Clark Street traffic before swinging left into Audubon Park. Behind it, the traffic settles back into its regular flow. Your attention drifts back to the argument. A small crowd has built up around the man and woman. Okay, we are still paying attention to the dog poop issue. That's obviously the most important thing. Raised voices are taking one side or the other, and the situation is beginning to look nasty. What will you do next? Alright, we got 4 choices right off the bat. Do you go over and see if you can break up the argument? Do you run after the police car? Do you buy a newspaper to find out about the robbery? Or just ignore everything and go to work?
As intriguing as the dog poop argument is, I think the police car issue seems to be the more pressing matter.
Uh-huh. Alrighty. Let's just chase down that car. Or we have to go to, like, the end of the book. Making me skip around everywhere. I went too far. $289. As you enter the park, you pick up sounds of a commotion and follow it to a crowd grouped around a body. Police are trying to move the crowd on. Will you push through to see what is happening, or change into the Silver Crusader?
Do you know if the Silver Crusader is a licensed hero with government approval or a vigilante?
Well, it does seem like it, because we have, remember, we have, like, a direct line to the police.
True.
With our crime watch, so it seems like we are a sanctioned hero.
At the very least, we've got that, we straddle the line like Batman does, where technically a vigilante, but, has an in with the chief.
Yeah.
I don't know, just push through and see what's happening, though.
Okay.
Rather than draw attention.
Okay. Let's turn to 434. Man, this is a long book. Well, I guess these aren't individual pages, but some of these are just like a paragraph. Yeah.
Verses.
Yeah. 434. Here we go. You manage to push through the crowd, and you see a man's body slumped on the ground, lying in a pool of blood. His head hangs at an unnatural angle. Judging from his clothes, he was a wealthy man, and a brown hide briefcase with gold fastenings lies by his side. But by now the police cordon is forcing you, along with the other onlookers, away from the scene. Turn to 181. Okay. Now punch out the police to let me in. The familiar beeping on your wrist alerts you. Your crime watch is receiving a message. The electronic voice speaks 2 words, Parker Airport. Hurriedly, you change into the Silver Crusader and speed towards the outskirts of the city. Okay, I guess we're not going to follow up on that, I guess.
I don't want to alarm you, but I think a crime may have happened here.
Yeah. Police are already on this dead body. We're going to the airport now. It never rains, but it pours. Okay. Halfway there, the crime watch bleeps again. This time the voice is warning you of another incident at Peter Laboratories. You have no indication of which is more urgent. Will you go to Peter Laboratories or to Parker Airport? Peter and Parker, of course.
Alright, this is definitely all intentional now, because they have, like, Richard Storm earlier, and then, like, Clark Street.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
I mean, this is little information to go on. Let's go to the lab.
Yeah. Interesting stuff always happens at laboratories in superhero stuff. Usually bad things.
Seems like something that could involve the Silver Crusader.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, there's a bunch of dogs in a cage getting shot by lasers, so I don't like that already. That seems bad.
This could prove to be an issue.
Yeah. You quickly change into the Silver Crusader and rush to the Peter Laboratories. Peter Laboratories.
Peter.
Oh no! It is near the center of town, annexed to the nuclear physics department of the university. When you arrive, you're sent straight upstairs to the 3rd floor, but told to be careful. A group of students and professors are huddled by the stairs. You are told what has happened. 4 Alsatian dogs? I have not heard of that breed, but okay. Which were being used in dangerous radiation experiments, have escaped from their cages. They are locked in a room down the corridor and are barking wildly. Although they should not be radioactive to the touch, their bite could be lethal, should their saliva enter an open cut. If you survive this episode, you may award yourself 1 hero point for each of the dogs you capture, but you must deduct 1 for each person who is bitten by a dog. Okay. Well, we have ETS, so we turn to 328. Alright, guess we gotta fight some radioactive dogs. Sorry, I just scrolled past
in Titan City.
Yeah, just scroll past a picture of just like a big face in the sky. From your belt, you take a small rod the size of a pencil. It extends telescopically like a car aerial. This is a radiation neutralization wand. In the battle that will follow, each time you score a hit, you have touched the dog with the wand, and the effects of its radioactivity are neutralized. However, the dog can
have that on us.
Yeah, just in case of radiation. However, the dog can and will still fight, so you still have to defeat it. And if any dog bites a bystander, you will lose a hero point. But a neutralized dog will not be able to kill you. Okay, sure, okay. Great. We'll probably be ignoring most of this anyway, but okay. Maybe it's in this attack. Okay, 320. I'll just go back one. Wait. 237. I had a little mix up there. 237. Well, what is this music? Hold on. It's like Super Monkey Ball or something? No, this is from The Simpsons. Hit and Run. Okay.
I can dig it.
There's just like monkey sounds as like an instrument in here. Return to monkey. You step up to the door and wait for the frantic barking to die down. It does not. In fact, the dogs are clawing and jumping at the door, which is beginning to weaken. You grasp the handle and prepare to rush in. I guess roll a die and see what you get.
I got a 6. I swear to God, I'm not making this
up. A 6?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, 375. Triggered some kind of random event, I guess. 375.
We get mauled to death by radioactive dogs.
Yeah. You are dead. As luck would have it, you manage to keep all the dogs from escaping out into the corridor. They now stand facing you, snarling menacingly. Turned up to 120, okay. You could just put them together. You don't have to make me go back and forth, book.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more consolidation.
Yeah.
There.
Especially if there's
that was like barely, not
there was no choice. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anyway, like it could have just been one passage. Anyway, fight however many dogs are left. Great. Okay. Okay, so I believe we. Okay, so go ahead and roll 2 dice, and then I will roll for the dog.
All right. Ooh, I got a 6 and a 1.
Okay, and then your skill was like 11, right?
That was the stat that I wrote down, yes.
That's an 18. The dog rolled a total... Whoops. Of not that. 12. So there we go. Okay, 1 dog. Let me check out... What are these rules here? Each time you are attacked by a dog, roll a die. Okay, well... We avoided the first one for now, so... Let's go ahead, let's do one more roll.
One
Ooh.
dice or two?
2 dice.
1 and 4, 5 total.
Plus 11, so 16. Oh, this one might actually get you.
Oh no.
Yeah, because it rolled an 11 plus 6 is 17. Okay. So the dog hits you. So you lose 2 stamina, I think, first of all. Oh, and then I roll a die to see if it does, like, a special effect. Let me see. It rolled a 6. So are you radioactive?
No, I'm radioactive.
Oh,
that
no.
can't be good.
Now you're gonna imagine dragons. Dog bites you. Test. Yeah, because I rolled a 6. Test your luck. Okay. So your luck is 9. So I think you just roll 1 dice. No, wait, sorry. You roll 2 dice, and you want to roll under a 9.
Okay, I gotta roll 2 dice. Boop,
Yes.
boop. 3, 5, 8. Just barely.
Oof, nice. So yeah, if you are lucky, you lose... Okay, you lose 3 stamina points instead of losing just 2. So it does a little bit of extra damage. If you were unlucky, you would have died immediately.
Oh,
Wow.
good.
Okay. Alright, so basically, yeah, so you just took 3 stamina points. But the second dog is defeated. So let's do the third dog. Go ahead and do an attack roll.
Boop, boop. 6 and 2, 8.
Yes, I think that would be successful, yeah. Okay, that's the third dog down, so let's go to the fourth dog.
Doop, doop.
Oh, yeah, I think you got this one. I rolled very bad. What did you get?
10.
Okay, yes. There you go. The dogs... the dogs have been, subdued. Gently, I'm sure. No dogs harmed.
How much stamina do we have left now?
So I think you just got hit the one time and you lost 3, so now you have 21
Okay.
out of 24.
Keep track of some of this stuff as well.
Just one little dog bite. It's fine. Alrighty, so if you defeat the dogs, turn to 350. You are congratulated by the crowd for having averted what could have been a disaster. Note the hero points that you have scored, deducting 1 point from the original 4 for each bystander that was bitten by a dog. I don't think anybody was bitten by a dog, aside from you. So I think I think you got like 1 hero point for each dog, so I think you get 4. As you leave the university, a crowd of autograph hunters is gathered outside. Will you slip out the back to avoid them and make for home, or oblige by stepping out to face the crowd? Want to sign some autographs?
Let's slip away.
Alrighty. Go to 293. You sneak away from the waiting crowd, change costume, and make for home. You have had an exhausting day, and you slump in front of the TV with a long, cold drink. You may add 6 stamina points. Okay, so you basically get your points back. Alright.
Do we cap or do we go above our start?
It can only go up to your original value, yeah. It was a tough day. Saw a dead body, and then I punched some dogs.
The life of a hero.
Yep. The next morning,
that laboratory should not have been dousing dogs in radiation.
I feel like we should be looking into that a little more.
In the name of science!
It's always science. Yeah, I want to see a superhero now who is just like Amish. They just hate science and they just want to destroy. I mean, maybe that's more of a villain origin story, but you know, just like a hero who's like, Yeah, it was just like, there's too much mad science out there. We need to just get rid of science. Go back to the Stone Age.
Sounds like an Ant-Man villain from the 60s.
Yeah. Let me see. The next morning you leave for work early. You catch a bus, but to refresh yourself before work, you get off and walk the last half of the journey. Okay. Typical. As soon as you get off the bus, it starts to rain. You begin to run, but slow down when you arrive at Cowfield Dairy. Something is not quite right. Do you wish to investigate? Or are you already on your way to somewhere more important? I don't think we are, so I guess we're gonna investigate.
Yeah, no, I mean, we don't have any other
Yeah, we were just going to
things
work.
to turn to.
We're just going to work, it doesn't matter.
369 it is.
369. 3 times as nice.
Hell yeah, bruh.
Well, there's just the guy with the chainsaw. Alright.
The old chainsaw Jim.
Yeah. Like, it's not even like, he doesn't even have like a chainsaw hand. He's just holding a chainsaw. Like, it's just somebody with a chainsaw.
I mean, to be fair, he's holding that in one hand. Do you have any idea how heavy a chainsaw is?
That is
so hard.
That is pretty impressive, yeah. You just have a cool leather jacket, too. He's very 80s looking.
Seems like lifted his fashion styles from Man Mountain Marco.
Yeah. I was thinking Mad Max with the jacket, but...
Oh, 70s, 80s.
Yeah, exactly. You change in a convenient alley and head for the dairy. When you arrive at the gates, everything seems to be in order. Milk floats are returning from their daily rounds, and thousands of bottles are clinking their way along conveyors. There is no sign of danger. A short-tailed tabby cat, no doubt a stray, is trying to get in through the gates. You pick the hungry creature up and stroke it. As you wait, your eye catches a familiar-looking figure turning the corner and walking towards you. It is Chainsaw Bronski. Alright. A well-known murderer who you thought was well behind bars. Will you apprehend the villain, or does your first duty lie with the needy, and will you instead take the cat to a cat's home?
As important as the cat thing seems,
right?
known murderer Chainsaw Bronski,
or
cat, only assume is currently brandishing a chainsaw, seems to be the more pressing issue.
Yeah. Alright, turn to page 3. Or section 3, whatever they're called. Alright, Bronski. You hide behind the gate until Bronski is close. When you can hear his footsteps approaching, you spring out to confront him. The startled killer reaches into his coat and pulls out a weapon. A battery-powered electric knife. I mean, so just like a little chainsaw, basically? Just a small chainsaw? Resolve your
One
combat.
of those, like, Thanksgiving, like, turkey cutters?
Yeah, yeah. That is basically, yeah, just a pocket chainsaw, I guess.
That is significantly less terrifying than your name would imply.
I mean, you know, you can't just walk around with the chainsaw all the time. Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and punch him.
I rolled my die. Roll
What
2
have you
die
got?
again?
Yes, yeah.
A 5 and a 4, so 9 total.
9 total. 9. So you got a... Oh, wait, sorry, what was that again?
9.
Oh, wait, 9 plus 11, so 20 total. He got 18, so it's close, but you got him. I also just noticed I, missed a bunch of chat messages. So, hello, Viking official, hello. And Grezzy, congrats
chat.
on getting first. And thanks for the hydrate in the stretch. Thank you, Yukio. Appreciate the streamer care package. Alrighty. So, we have apprehended Chainsaw Bronski. Turn to 93. Oops, I went way too far. Bronsky, what do you got to say? You take the murderer to police headquarters. On the way, he pleads with you not to turn him in. He even gives you some useful information. Apparently, the Serpent has been spurned by his actress girlfriend, Lola Manch. He's just telling us some, like, celebrity gossip. Like,
Bill the tea, chainsaw.
Yeah. She is famous for her
knife,
quote.
I guess.
Yeah, carving knife Bronsky. getting a downgrade to his nickname. She's famous for her quote, "I don't want to be a star, I just want to be an ordinary girl." Okay. She always takes the poorest of dressing rooms and has decided to give up her life of decadence as the Serpent's girl. Who's the Serpent? He has sworn that, by hook or by crook, she will return to him. Of course, you will not give way to deals with criminals, but you may add 1 luck point for this information. Great. So your luck goes up to 10?
Ooh.
You hand Bronsky over to a surprised sergeant at the desk and leave. You also gain a hero point. So there we go, we got 5 points.
Beautiful.
Over to a surprise sergeant. Okay, turn to 67. You must start thinking about getting back to work. Outside it is starting to rain. Just your luck. Yeah, it was raining before, wasn't it? Head for work by turning to 111 if you don't know of anywhere else to go. I guess so.
Finally getting to work.
Yeah, we totally skipped work, like, on the first day. Because we just fought some dogs and then went home. You change back into street clothes and get a move on. You are late to work again. You turn the... Hey, we fought a murderer. Give us a break. You turn the corner onto Clark Street and stop as you pass Harold's department store. A thought has crossed your mind. You could stop and buy your boss a present of some kind to apologize for being late. But then this would make you even later. Is it worth it? If you wish to go in and look for a suitable gift, turn to 249. Or if you want to get to work as quickly as possible, turn to 301. What do you think?
I think we should probably just get to work.
Yeah. Hey, boss, I bought you a hammer at the... Oh, sorry, it's I read that as hardware store. But whatever. Either way. Alright, so 301. Let's go to meet up with J. Jonah Jameson. I just assume is our boss.
Demanding pictures of Spider-Man.
Give me pictures of the Silver Crusader. Lafayette, get in here at once.
My god, I was gonna ask if he was gonna be more Jameson or Perry White, but alright, continue.
Yeah. No sooner had you stepped through the office door than Jonah White's booming voice summoned you. Yeah, so... Okay, I know the Jonah, but is White... That's a reference to something?
Perry White is Superman's boss.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, publisher of the Daily Planet.
They just combined him with Jonah. That's great. You creep into his office, mumbling scanty excuses for being late yet again. Enough, he yells. What do you think we are running? What do you think we're running here? A charity? I could just hear freaking... God, why am I forgetting his name? The guy that plays J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons, thank you. Yes, I can just hear his voice. Even though this was way before he actually played him. This is before the Tobey Maguire
to be
movies.
fair, he pretty much just took that character and nailed it. Like,
yeah.
Just exactly Jonah, and it has been since 1962.
Yes. Do you suppose I should be grateful that you even grace us with your presence? Very noble of you indeed to even bother coming in at all. Well, I tell you what, I'm feeling kind today. You can have the rest of the day off, without pay. And if you're not in first thing tomorrow morning, you can start looking for another job. Wow. You slink out of his office with your tail between your legs. How can you tell him what you've been doing? And now you've been suspended for a day. Where will you go? Will you spend the day at Disneyland? The amusement park? Or will you avoid all contact with the outside world and go home to make sure you get an early start in the morning? Shouldn't we be, like, fighting crime or something?
No crimes at the moment. The watch will tell us if there's one.
We haven't found out anything about this, like, meeting with the fear meeting. Like,
Brainchild hasn't come up again since.
yeah, like, we've made, like, no progress. We just punched some dogs.
I guess we'll go home so that we won't be late for work tomorrow.
You don't want to go to Disneyland?
We can go to Disneyland.
Huh?
We can go to if you want.
You want? It's up to you.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's go to Disneyland.
We gotta see what they
said
have.
1962. I'm sorry, chat. Don't crucify me. I know. Spider-Man first appeared in Amazing Fantasy number 15 in 1962, but Jameson didn't appear until the following issue, Amazing Fantasy 1 in 1963.
Oh.
I know. It's fine.
Man, cancelled.
God, fake fan.
Gonna make a call out post. Alright, here we are at Disneyland. Is swarming with holiday makers enjoying their day out at the amusement park. The smell of candy floss and hot dogs hangs in the air, and as you stroll about, youngsters clutching stuffed animals run laughing past you. Screams of delight from roller coaster riders turning through the corkscrew break through the general hubbub. You are going to enjoy yourself today. Which ride do you want to try? The Big Dipper, the Funhouse, or the Dodgems? Bumper cars for us Americans.
Well, we gotta do the Dodgems.
Yeah, let's go. That is a funny thing. These, the people who write these books are based in the UK, so a lot of times we get, like, very UK things in some of these.
Yeah. Brian Boland, who we mentioned earlier, was the cover artist. He's British, too, so that makes sense. Pretty sure he's done a lot of Judge Dredd stuff in 2080. The comic, not the year.
Yeah. That would be impressive if he did it in the future. Alrighty. To the beat of loud disco music, cars are circling around the track, bashing into one another and causing hoots of laughter for their drivers. Your own car, Blue 7, seems to be a little slower than the rest, but you nevertheless get a couple of satisfying head-ons before your eyes catch sight of the danger. A young boy driving Red 14 is smashed in the side by Yellow 3. The collision knocks him sideways, and out of his car onto the metal mat of the track in front of you. The driver of Purple 10, who was just lining up a head-on collision with you, screams and throws her hands up in the air as she sees the danger. The boy is lying right between your two cars. How quick are your reactions? Can you avert the collision about to crush the boy? Roll 2 dice and compare the total with your skill score.
I hope so.
Let's see.
We got 6 and a 5. We got 11.
11, so it's
exactly the skill
exactly. Okay, if it exceeds or otherwise turn to 234. Okay. Wait, is that going to be good or bad? I don't know. Or wait. What will happen to this poor boy? You react immediately and swing the wheel full circle, taking your foot off the pedal at the same time. Doing some Tokyo drift. Your car lurches and stops dead. Although you have avoided hitting the boy, the woman in Purple 10 does not have the same speed of reaction. Her car hits the boy, oh no, who drops unconscious to the ground. The power stops immediately and a crowd of people, led by the boy's shrieking mother, flood onto the track. The boy is still breathing. An ambulance arrives to take him to hospital. There's another British to hospital. You are feeling somewhat shocked by the near disaster, and decide you have had enough of Disneyland for the day. Wow. Disneyland is a dangerous place.
Head home and pick up some McDonald's on the way.
Yeah. Again, I feel like, we should have investigated the lab. I think we need to investigate Disneyland for its, like, safety regulations.
Should have had seatbelts.
Yeah, this is the important work that superheroes need to be doing. Where are you heading as you leave Disneyland? Will you make your way downtown to do some shopping, or go home? If you decide to go home, you may either want to rest for the evening, which gives you gain stamina points, or you may wish to sacrifice stamina and spend the evening at the theater if you can get a ticket for tonight's performance of Rats.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I mean, said before that we were going to go home and rest to get to work on time, and I feel like it's being super heroic. I feel like we're not making progress in the main quest here. What do we think?
Yeah, again, none of these options seem particularly heroic either. You want to go shopping, you want to sleep, or you want to go see a play?
Maybe we should go shopping. We don't exactly need the stamina right now.
Okay. Yeah, we are at full, so let's go to 202.
Make something happen.
Maybe the supermarket will get robbed or something.
That sounds right. If there's one thing I've learned from reading 50 years worth of Spider-Man comics is that you can't walk into a bank without something happening.
Yeah. Anytime you gotta go cash a check, it gets robbed again. Like, ah, man. Strolling downtown, you stop first at the bank to get some cash. Oh, speaking of banks!
There we go.
Next stop is a pizza parlor for a bite to eat. You take a stool facing out across Banner Street. And watch the shoppers passing as you eat your pizza. On the far side of the road is a man you recognize. It is Drew Swain. Bruce Wayne. I got it, yeah. Drew Swain.
Good. That one's better than Disneyland.
A retired millionaire who made his...
Whimsyland. They could have called it Whimsyland.
Yeah.
Racking my brain, like, there's something better.
Not just a Wisney. That's nothing. Like, that's not even anything. Anyway. A retired millionaire who made his fortune manufacturing the collection tins used by charities. What? Okay. That's a very strange detail. He steps into a baker's shop. When he comes out, something strange happens. He takes a step forward and suddenly freezes, held like a statue in an off-balance pose. A blue van draws up and obscures your view. When the van drives off, Swain is gone. You saw it with your own eyes, but it happened so quickly that you are now a long way behind the kidnappers. Will you nip to the toilets in the back of the shop and change costume? If so, will you follow the van or ask questions at the bakery? If you are determined to have an afternoon off and do nothing, turn to 428.
Oh my god.
Alrighty, what will we do?
Well, obviously we're gonna go after them, but do we ask questions first, or... That's the question.
Yeah, I don't know. Would we be able to gain anything for that?
It says we're a long way behind them.
Mm-hmm.
My instinct is to follow.
Okay. That sounds like a good idea. Because, yeah, I don't know what the people at the bakery would be able to tell us. Like, oh, he got some bagels. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't really help. You race down the street after the van, but by now it is long gone. Unless you have super strength, you are wasting your time. Aw. Darn. Alright, I guess we gotta turn to 428. Yeah, when are we gonna get to use our gadgets? We had that little, like, radiation baton.
Yeah, we beat a dog with that. That was pretty neat.
Yeah, about the only thing we've done with those. Alright, 428. You resume your shopping tour downtown. We just give up. Like, oh well. Will you make for Virgin Records to go and have a look at what new albums have come out recently? Or will you have a look in the window of Epiphanies, the famous jewelers?
I mean, if it was me, I would more check out the record shop, but a crime is more likely at the jewelers, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's go there.
Alrighty, 300.
We're on patrol right now.
Right? Even though it seems like our character really doesn't want to be. I feel like the Silver Crusader doesn't really want to be the Silver Crusader.
Seems like it.
As you step up to Epiphany's window, you notice a familiar figure taking an unhealthy interest in the diamond rings. Porcelain Percy. So called because his punishment for once betraying a former boss was to have all his teeth filed down to the gums. And they all...
God!
Yeah, Jesus. They all had to be built up with porcelain caps. He stands aside nervously as you step up to the window. You play with him a little. What? Excuse me?
Right.
Did he not have something to do with the smash and grab at DeLogger's Jewelers last week? Wasn't he seen talking to Timmy the Tongue? Maybe it would be better for all if you were to just hand him over to Big Ben and the Slicer. Just throwing out a lot of names here. It would save the police a lot of effort. Porcelain
building.
Yeah. Porcelain Percy starts to sweat profusely and agrees to give you some information if you will just forget you have even seen him. Apparently he knows that the Poisoner has plans which threaten the lives of all the inhabitants of Titan City. He also tells you more about what the Poisoner's plans are. Okay. If you find yourself searching for the Poisoner, deduct 30 from the reference you were on when you are given the opportunity. Okay, I guess I'll write that down.
Yeah, this seems important.
The Poisoner, deduct 30. Okay. Okay, you add a luck. Oh, cool. We're getting a lot of luck. Gain a luck point. Then you allow the skinny little man to go home. The rest of the evening is uneventful, and you get a good night's rest. Great. 2 days have gone past already. We managed to avoid killing a child. Good. We just...
We saw a man get kidnapped.
Yeah. And just kind of gave up on that. It's like, oh, well, sorry, Drew Swain. Drew Swain, sorry. Non-copyright infringing. Next morning, you leave for work early. You are sorely tempted to leave your crime watch behind. You dare not miss another day's work. But your fears are unwarranted. To your utter amazement, your crime watch is silent. You arrive at work early. Jonah White cannot believe his eyes when he enters the office to find you hard at work at your desk. At lunchtime, you catch up on the day's news on the teletext TV. What? Okay. Two stories catch your attention. One is of a strange attack in Audubon Park. Oh, right, yeah, we saw a dead body, and then we were just like, I guess the police can handle it. A woman has been seriously mauled by what she calls a monster, but a specialist at the hospital thinks the claw marks are of an animal of some kind. The second story... Or third story? Okay. Oh, no, that's what the strange attack was. Sorry, I thought those were two separate things. The second story is of a man who had his chest crushed in the grounds of the Natural History Museum. Oh, jeez. There are no clues as to who or what was responsible. I bet it was a T-Rex that came to life and stepped on him. Just my guess. Oh, no. There are no clues as to who or what was responsible. Well, we probably have like a dinosaur repellent spray or something, in our gadget belt. It is as if whatever caused the man's death simply walked away. Both incidents are being investigated by the police. You decide to do a little investigation of your own. You change into the Silver Crusader and set off to make your inquiries. Where will you head first? Also, were we on our lunch break? Yeah, so we're just leaving in the middle of the day now. We're gonna get fired. So do we go to the National History Museum, Titan Zoo, or Warnham and Whaley's Traveling Circus?
I see the logic they're going for there. Like with the looking for the monster, I guess, or
yeah,
if an animal escaped from the zoo.
Yeah, okay. True. I was just thinking that it was our character just being like, fuck this.
Yeah. It doesn't really provide the context, but I'm thinking it's like... investigating what did the thing, whether it was something
Yeah.
or the circus.
Mm.
I don't know, maybe we should go to the museum, because that's where we know something actually happened.
Yeah, that's true. Also, hello, Pixie Cat Games. Welcome. Thanks for joining.
Hi, Pixie.
National History Museum 365. The curator of the National History Museum is very helpful and agrees to show you around the exhibits. Will you ask him to show you the model reconstructions of dinosaurs or the large mammals section?
For some reason, I imagine the monster will be like a Bigfoot or something similar, so let's go to the large mammals. And
Large
see what we got.
mammals. 253. Just like a big cat. The curator takes you around the stuffed exhibits. Gorillas, rhinos, great cats, even a whale. They're all there, and you examine them with interest. Wait, they have like a stuffed whale? Wow. Two in particular catch your attention. One of the tigers has dried blood on its claws, but there's no way of knowing whether the blood is human or animal, or even how long it has been there. Also, the curator tells you that the elephant was moved into the ground floor private exhibit rooms yesterday for cleaning. If you want to pursue your investigations with these exhibits, turn to 161. If you wish to have a look at the dinosaurs, turn to 345.
I mean, there's dried blood on this
Yeah.
thing. Let's pursue this a little bit, shall we? Let's dig a little deeper.
Seems, yeah.
I'm sus of this.
This tiger. Yeah, it's like a real tiger, but it's just standing really still. It's like, oh no, I've been found
Or
out.
it's a tiger robot.
Whoa. The curator is mildly amused at your suggestion that his stuffed animals could have anything to do with the killings. I see, he chuckles, with more than a little mockery in his tone. Oh, this guy's totally like a bad guy, right? The elephant stepped off his pedestal and told his cleaners, "Excuse me, won't you? I'm just out for a little stroll around the grounds." And you think the tiger somehow passed right through its glass case, came downstairs, through the crowds, who didn't notice anything odd, left for a morning in Audubon Park? This is a really long sentence. And then, and then returned at lunchtime? I thought you superheroes were supposed to be bright. You feel a bit foolish for even suggesting it. You decide to leave. What? We just got, like, shamed into leaving.
Your idea is bad and you should feel bad.
We just got, like, destroyed. This guy just, like, destroyed us like an internet, like, commenter or whatever. Like, excuse me, this doesn't make sense. Oh, gosh.
Alright, I guess we'll go to the zoo.
Alright. Also, Zaf, thank you for the bit. Alright, zoo is 408. Yeah, but like, there's blood on the claw. Like, we're just not following up on that, huh? Like, I would think we would have used, like, one of our gadgets could, like, analyze it or something, but apparently not.
You'd think you'd at least ask the curator if it was, like, if the blood was always there or something like that.
Yeah.
Specifically bring it up.
Yeah. When you arrive at the yeah. When you arrive at the zoo gates, you question the attendant, asking whether there have been any reports of animals escaping from their cages over the last couple of days. The attendant is obviously excited to see you. "Gosh, hi, Crusader," he stammers. Yes, I did hear something about an escape, but I don't know any more about it. You'll have to ask the director. I'll take you to him if you like." You tell him to lead the way. But as you turn to follow him, a beep 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 comes from your wrist. You hold the crime watch up to your ear. "Museum of Egyptian Heritage," it speaks. Do you want to follow its advice and head straight away for the museum? Or will you ignore this message and instead follow the attendant?
I feel like the Crime Watch doesn't provide adequate information for how
Yeah,
severe a situation is or not.
could say the nature of the crime, yeah.
let's talk to the director. Something did escape, and we know that someone did get mauled by an animal of some kind.
Yeah. Let's see. Turn to 26. Like, for once, we need to be able to follow through with something. That is my main criticism of this book so far, is I feel like a lot of things kind of don't go anywhere.
Kind of just... And I guess, like, this kind of thing is often just a side effect of what it is, but it doesn't really have to be.
Yeah. Let's see. He takes you on a long trek through the zoo until you eventually reach the administration offices, where he introduces you to the director. You ask him more about the escape. "Good Lord, Crusader," he says. "I mean, yes, we have had an escape, but it's hardly a national disaster. After all, what harm can an escaping aardvark do? Might eat a few termites, but I'm sure no one will shed any tears over that, will they?" An aardvark, you think? The director is right. It's hardly likely to cause any damage. You leave the zoo. Where will you go now? Do you want to follow up on the call from the Egyptian Museum? Or do you think it will be too late?
Might as well.
Yeah, might as well try. We don't have to just give up. Everyone is dead. No.
Just get there, there's a bloodbath, like, I'm bad at this.
Oh god, just scrolled past a picture, it looks like the JFK assassination.
Back and to the left.
Oh god. We have to go back in time and prevent the assassination. Just escalates really quickly. The Museum of Egyptian Heritage is in the Midtown area. Everything seems perfectly normal when you enter, and you make for the head curator's office. Dr. Kabla is an elderly professor type with white hair and a thick white mustache that hangs over his mouth. He's surprised to see you, but assures you that, as far as he knows, everything is in order. He offers to double-check all his treasures to make sure nothing has happened. Do you wish him to do this? That's strangely phrased. Or will you ask him to get someone to show you around?
Sure, let's stick with him and see what he does.
Yeah, might as well. But what if he's an imposter? Among Us sound effect. Quit. Oh, wait. It was 416? Yeah, okay. He studies the closed-circuit security screens, which are focused on the main treasures of his collection. Everything seems to be in order, but he does study one screen rather closely. It is a figurehead of the god Amun-Ra, festooned with golden jewelry. He's not sure whether there's supposed to be a pair of golden earrings on the idol. Do you want to go and check it out, or will you instead check the main exhibit, the sarcophagus of Princess Encalis?
Random that would be brought up now, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess go and check the Amun-Ra statue.
Yeah. Like, did somebody added jewelry to it? They were like, I think it would look better with some earrings. Just put them on there. You rush to the idol and check for the earrings. There are none there. The professor thumbs through the catalog to double-check the idol. Ahem, he snorts. Ah, my mistake, Crusader. This idol does not have earrings at all. Oh, okay. I understand now. My, I am getting very forgetful in my old age. A false alarm. Looks like all is well after all. You decide not to waste any further time here, and you leave. Turn to 276.
Okay, fantastic.
Great. $276. Where to now? You may want to visit the Titan Central Library to do some research in their criminology section, or you could go visit Jerry the Grass. Hey, we haven't talked to Jerry.
Yeah, I think we should chat it up with Jerry and see if we get a lead on anything.
Yeah, maybe he can get us back onto the main plot line.
Maybe you can point us towards the poisoner.
Yeah, I feel like we've gotten a little off track, gotten a little distracted. The Disneyland and everything. going to the zoo and the museum. You visit the Grass as the Silver Crusader. He lives in a rundown part of town, in a dirty one-bedroom apartment. He is horrified to see you, as your appearance will surely blow his cover. But as always, he has some interesting information. Apparently, the Man-Trapper has control of the mind of Sydney Knox, a research assistant at the Murdoch Nuclear Laboratories. Okay. Normally a passive type, he spends all his spare time in an observation tower at the lab, watching the migratory birds. Knox has been implanted with a post-hypnotic suggestion. No one knows exactly what this is, but Jerry's information will help you. If you find yourself looking for Sydney Knox, deduct 40. Okay. But again, will this actually come up? Deduct 40. You may add 1 luck for this information. Okay. So we have luck of 12 now. You leave discreetly and go home. The rest of the evening is uneventful, and you may add 6 stamina points. Great. We have not taken any damage. Alright, turn to 215. Alright. In the morning, you set off for a stroll. As you turn the corner at the end of the block, the beeping from your wrist signifies the start of your busiest day yet. Oh, okay, oh, things actually gonna happen. Speaks the message from Murdoch Nuclear Laboratories, speaks the message from your crime watch. You gulp. Atomic weapons experiments are conducted at the Murdoch Laboratories. Whatever is happening could be very serious indeed. You must get to the Murdoch Labs without delay. An atmosphere of panic is in the air when you arrive. A series of controlled radiation experiments are being conducted on animals to help determine the effects of a nuclear explosion. Some startling results had been achieved. Under certain conditions, distinct signs of increased mental powers were being shown by several of the experimental animals. Some of these were quite spectacular. They had, for example, produced a dog able to talk, and a chimpanzee able to play computer games. Oh man, a gamer ape, gamer monkey. But they had no doubt that similar experiments on humans would have produced much more dramatic results. This theory has now proven true. Sydney Knox. Oh. We've heard that name just a moment ago. One of the research assistants had crept into the radiation chamber that morning and subjected himself to the rays. His brain is now twice its normal size, and he has the ability to manipulate objects by willpower alone. But there is an unforeseen side effect. Sydney Knox, normally a peaceful individual, has developed a destructive streak. His powers enable him to will the radiation emitter to implode and destroy itself. The danger is if he gets anywhere near the nuclear reactor. Destruction of the reactor would mean disaster on a grand scale for Titan City. No one knows where he is now, but the reactor must be protected at all costs. Where will you begin your search for the self-made mutant? At the nuclear reactor or around the test laboratories? So, we were told if we're looking for Sydney Knox, we should deduct 40? So I guess should we do that now?
I think so.
Okay. Yeah, so we're at 215. It's weird, it doesn't give you like a prompt or anything. But okay. So that would be what, do math, 175. 175. You remember your clue, aha! You ask someone about such a room, and you are directed to the observation tower, hoping that this may lead you to the mutant. You rush up to the room at the very top. There, staring out of the window at the huge reactor structure, is a man in a white coat with a bloated head the size of a pumpkin. You creep up behind him. Deliver a blow to the back of his neck to knock him out, and carry him downstairs to the waiting scientists. Oh, okay, that was easy. You can only hope that they can find a way either of curing him, or of taming his destructive urges. Though you do not realize it, you have saved perhaps the whole of Titan City from a deadly threat by capturing Sydney Knox. In appreciation of your saving the laboratory, the scientists bring you a small pen-like device. Crusader, take this as a gift from us, pleads the Institute director. One of our men made this in his spare time. He calls it a circuit jammer. It is still to be fully tested, but seems to work okay. I know you often face mechanical villains and their contraptions. With this, you'll be able to disable their circuits. You're looking for Vladimir Utoshki, and he is a powerful adversary. With this, you will stand a better chance. You thank the director for his gift. It may well come in handy. You may award yourself 5 hero points for saving the plant. Wow, we did something!
Yeah. Amazing.
Yay! Stopped a nuclear disaster. Alright. Things are ramping up a little. Turn to 125. You leave the Murdoch Laboratories and head back into town. Walking along Danvers Street, you see
Oh boy.
you see a crowd huddled around a shop window, and you step up to see what is going on. It is an electrical shop, and the people are staring at a television in the center of the window. A newsflash message is being reported by the announcer. You cannot hear what is being said, but you recognize the face on the photograph, which appears briefly on the screen. It is Giorgio Schultz, better known as the Poisoner. Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay. Let's see. What, you wonder, is he up to? Perhaps you better go down to police headquarters and find out. You turn to leave and groan as a beep 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 sounds on your wrist. Just what you needed. You lift it to your ear and listen to its message. Stanley Swimming Pool. Where will you go now? To police headquarters or Stanley Swimming Pool. So, we had a clue that we should deduct 30 if we're looking for the Poisoner.
Yes.
Alright, let me give that a try. Let me remember, we're on page 125. Well, yeah, we'll just remember, deduct 30, I'll add 30. If we want to come back. Okay, so it'd be 95. As you recoil from the wound. No, okay, I guess this isn't the right place. Okay. I guess maybe we need to get to a point where I guess we're not, like, actually looking for him right now. So, okay. In that case, do you want to go to the police headquarters or the Stanley Swimming Pool? It seems like the police headquarters would be following up on the Poisoner thing.
Or is the swimming pool something to do with what he's up to?
Poisoning the swimming pool.
You know what? Let's go to the police headquarters.
Okay. Turn to 412. Because then maybe from there, it'll give us the option to use our clue. Alright. You arrive at police headquarters and speak to Lieutenant Wojak, who seems to be quite distressed. The news has leaked out, Crusader, he explains. We were trying to keep the Poisoner's threats a secret, but it seems some reporter got his hands on the story. The Poisoner has asked for 1 million in unmarked notes by this evening. Otherwise, he says everyone in Titan City will suffer. You know the guy, he's a madman. And he's involved with that Fear organization. What can we do? Apparently 2 citizens have already died from minute traces of poison found in their milk bottles. You offer to try to track him down. Begin at Cowfield Dairy, or the city's largest drugstore. Or if there's somewhere else you'd like to go, you will know how to get there. Okay, I think this is the time to use our clue.
Now we use the clue. This would be 382.
Yeah, 382. Catch him. You remember your clue and follow its advice. When you arrive at the reservoir, you are surprised to find the office door unlocked. Inside, you find the reason why. The on-duty clerk is lying in a corner of the office, bound and gagged. You untie his hands and take the gag from his mouth. Crusader, he whispers. Oh, Crusader! Thank goodness you're here, but forget about me. You've got to get into the pump house fast. It's the poisoner. He's going to poison the water supply. Quickly! Somebody's poisoned the water hole. You rush to the pump house and fling back the door. A wild-haired man is leaning over a network of pipes, studying the valves. In his hand, he holds a vial of liquid. As you enter, he wheels around. An evil grin greets you. The Silver Crusader, eh? He laughs. So you think you can foil my plan? Well, hold your ground. See this vial? One step closer and I'll pour it into the intake. And within an hour, my poison will be flowing out of the taps of every household in Titan City. You must stop the poisoner before he can carry out his plan. Energy Blast, Psi Power, Super Strength, ETS. Let's see, can we finally use our abilities? 235. Your hands drop, as if in submission to his orders. Your right hand moves towards a pouch on your accessory belt. Not so fast, Crusader, the poisoner warns. Touch that belt and this vial disappears into the water supply. He has spotted your plan. Turn to 25. Oh no. How could the belt fail us? You stand powerless before him. He orders you to leave, and you have no choice but to obey him. You step back towards the door, only to be startled by a loud bang, followed by the sound of shattering glass. The poisoner slumps forward, a trickle of blood seeping from his forehead. The vial smashes safely on the floor. A face appears at the window, and you breathe a sigh of relief. It is the office clerk, holding in his hand a smoking revolver. Oh, okay. The danger is now over, and you can leave the reservoir. Great, cool.
You know what? Fair.
Yeah. Solve the problem with gun. Turn to 107. And that's how the story of how that office clerk became the Punisher.
I feel so heroic right now.
Yeah, I mean, he was tied. We untied him. We gave him the. we get the assist on that one, I think. The matter of the fear meeting is playing on your mind. Oh, is it? I don't think we've thought about it at all. Perhaps it would be useful.
Talking to someone who's associated with the organization.
Yeah. Perhaps it would be useful to talk to Colonel Saunders. Okay. Is that both? I feel like that's both a reference to a comic book character and also just, you know, a Colonel Sanders joke.
I think it's literally just the latter. That guy, he's a chicken.
But he's got the 11 herbs and spices. Who commands the army base out of town. The colonel may have some news on the meeting, or at least you could compare notes. Will you go to the... We don't have any notes. Will you go to the army base? Or will you follow up the earlier summons by your crime watch to Stanley Poole?
I mean, we've got to go down the meeting route, right? We've got to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah. You wanna head... We're gonna go meet up with the army?
Yeah, talk to the colonel.
Let's get some professionals to help us out.
We couldn't afford Colonel Fury, so we're stuck with the chicken guy.
Colonel Saunders. Oops, let me just take care of this real quick. Alright. Let's see, 3... Whoops, wait. 342... Yeah. You arrive at the army base and are escorted to see Colonel Saunders, who greets you with a warm handshake. Crusader, he smiles. Well, this is an honor. What can we do for you? You explain you have come to compare notes on the activities of fear. So far, Saunders starts, we have come up with nothing. Like you, we have heard that a top-level meeting is imminent. and if we are to prevent their villainous escapades, we must capture their leader, Vladimir Utoshki, before the meeting can take place. They are powerful, Crusader, and ruthless. You can count on all the help we can give you. Suddenly, an aide bursts into the room. Sir, he pants, helicopters, identity unknown. Coming towards the base at 4 o'clock. The colonel leaps into action. Contact them on the radio. If they will not identify themselves, we will open fire. So if we have super strength, we could fly, but we don't. So we'll turn to 58.
Fantastic.
I feel like this book is like biased against our power.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're missing out by not having picked the super strength.
Yeah, right. Because like with the poisoner, it was just like, oh, he sees you reaching for your belt, like, and so you can't. Like, come on.
Which, like, they could have just not written it away.
Yeah. Alright. You rush out into the drill square with the colonel. He's barking orders at people around him, and through it all, a picture of what is happening emerges. 20 fear choppers are heading towards the base, heavily armed. The soldiers are taking their positions. When the helicopters come into view, you can see that this is a well-organized raid, and you make a guess as to who has organized it. Amid heavy army fire, several of the choppers land within the perimeter fence. When a stocky man with a tall forehead and a black costume steps from the leading helicopter, your guess is confirmed. The Macro Brain. A product of genetic experiments like yourself, the Macro Brain has developed a tremendous intelligence. Oh man, this is like our rival, I guess. If it's he also has the super intelligence. But unlike yourself, he has decided to use it to further the cause of evil. A formidable combination, you think? On your own, there's little you could do against this well-disciplined private army, but if the colonel's men could keep them at bay, and you had the opportunity to face the Macro Brain on his own. As you consider this, a warning comes from your crime watch. Council buildings, fast. You consider your options. If you wish to leave the army to cope with this struggle, and we'll see what disaster is happening at the council building, turn to 154. If instead you will try to get the Macro Brain on his own, turn to 208. What do you think?
Ooh, that's a tricky one because it said fast.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've got to deal with Macro Brain, right? This game feels like it's constantly trying to pull us away from whatever we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go after Macro Brain.
Okay. Turn to 208. Oh. You keep out of sight and follow the Macro Brain's movements. Although his forces are putting up a strong fight, the army is holding them back successfully. Your opportunity arises when the Macro Brain steals away into the colonel's office. You are the only one who has noticed, and you follow him there. If you have psi powers, no. If you have ETS, yep. What? Oh, Doom. Doom music starts playing.
That's how you know it's getting serious.
Yeah, I mean, you know, here... We're gonna face off with the Macro Brain. Sure. I find it interesting it doesn't have an option for super strength here. Would you just not choose any of these?
Well, if we had super strength, we would have flown off to investigate, I guess. So we've got here.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so we'll turn to 427. This is now the Macro Brain's theme song, I guess.
Which, like, so much of this is just determined by what we chose at the beginning.
Yeah, they did. I mean, and yeah, they did mention at the beginning, like, oh, it'll be a different, you know, path depending on which power you choose.
They weren't wrong, I guess.
Yeah. You quietly slip into the colonel's office and find the Macro Brain leafing through files. After your last encounter with the Macro Brain, you devised what you hope will be the perfect weapon against him, an alpha wave emitter. You draw it from your accessory belt and set it going. If your theory is correct, generating alpha waves in such a highly developed mind will cause acute mental anguish. perhaps even epileptic fits in such a sensitive subject. The macrobrain clutches at his ears and spins around to face you. Ah, he cries, clutching his ears with his hands. Crusader, it is you. If this is one of your devices, switch it off. You smile at his obvious discomfort. You will switch it off if he tells you all he knows about the fear meeting, which is to take place soon. The alpha wave emitter is agonizing for him. All right, he agrees. The meeting is due to take place at a Chinese laundry tomorrow, but that is all I know. Okay, I'll write that down real quick. Now switch that damn thing off. Oh my gosh, we have a swear. You switch off your device. This is a PG-13. You switch off your device and pin the macrobrain's arms behind his back. You march him out into the courtyard, and the sight of your hostage ends the battle quickly. The fear troops surrender to the army. You may add 6 hero points for capturing the macrobrain. Yay!
Yeah.
Racking up the points. We're at 14 now. Now you can return to town, turn to 311. Alright, can we still get to the council buildings in time? Here, I am going to change the soundtrack. It's a little, maybe a little too intense. Here we go. Video game music to play while you gamble your life savings away. Sounds fun.
Beautiful.
You know, we're rolling dice. It makes sense in a way.
There you go. Yeah, perfect.
You set off home to take some well-deserved rest. The prospect of the fear meeting is weighing heavily on your mind, again, I guess, but for the moment, you are well advised to relax for the evening. Gain stamina points. Again, we didn't lose any.
We're nailing it.
Yeah, right? We're just, like, finding the weakness to everybody we're facing. Next morning, you are woken, not by the alarm clock, but by your crime watch. Beep, beep, beep. This time, the message is longer than normal, and it repeats itself. Reliable information. Fear meeting today. Whereabouts unknown. You spring out of bed. Today? Do you have any clues as to where the meeting is? Where will you go? Parker Airport, stay in town, or head towards the waterfront?
Well, it's going to be in town somewhere because it's the Chinese laundry,
It's the Chinese
right?
laundry. Yeah, how many could there be? Just search all of them. Alright, turn to 70.
I'm going to assume that's not on the waterfront.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm assuming that would be like, yeah, where like warehouses and stuff are. Alright, 70. If you are staying in town, you will already be making your way towards Fear's secret meeting place, which lies along one of the avenues. Which avenue are you heading for? Oh no, we don't know. Well, dang. I guess we just need to go to 368.
I guess so.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't get, like, any more clues aside from just being a laundry. Three... 368. It is hopeless. Oh, no. You do not know where the fear meeting, or where fear is holding its meeting, and you have no chance of finding it in such a short time. You find a convenient spot, change into your street clothes, and hail a cab. The driver has his radio on. As he chats away, the radio splutters and fizzles. The music dies, and an unscheduled announcement interrupts the program. Turn to 292. Oh dear. A steely voice with a sinister tone speaks slowly and clearly. Citizens of the world, it announces, do not attempt to retune your receivers. This message is being broadcast on all frequencies simultaneously, in all languages, to all areas of the globe. Okay, we get it. My name is Vladimir Itoshki. I am known as the Titanium Cyborg. My organization is known to you as the Federation of Euro-American Rebels. My message is this. We have taken control of the Star Wars satellite that orbits the Earth. We demand the unconditional surrender of all your governments and military establishments and the submission of all citizens to our leadership. Any resistance will be dealt with harshly. Our satellite will obliterate, one by one, the major cities of the Earth. As proof of our power, Titan City will be exterminated in exactly 30 seconds. Your heart sinks. You have failed to stop the fateful meeting of fear. The whole world must now pay the penalty. That's the end, I guess. Wow.
That was not my fault.
Yeah, right. Wow. That was rough. Well.
Well, they got the laser satellite and they blew up the world.
Yeah. Or at least the city we were in. Jeez. I wonder, like, is there anything we could do, like, differently? I don't know. There's so many different paths.
All because we don't know what street the Chinese laundry is on.
Yeah. Like, we couldn't have just looked, in a phone book, just checked all of them. Oh, man.
I feel like that's info probably should have pinned down as soon as we got the hint.
Yeah. Alright, I mean, did you want to try anything else, or... should we end it there?
Question is there a way to figure out, like, what street we were supposed to go on quickly, I wonder? I don't know.
Here's a picture of a shark fin. I guess there's a part where we could find a shark. Oh, there's a part with zombies.
Amazing.
A lot of other things we could have gotten involved in, I guess. I don't understand. Oh, this is with the lady whose dog pooped on the sidewalk. That's what this picture is supposed to be about. There's people playing football. There's somebody at like a slaughterhouse, I guess. Oh, that's the Ice Queen, I bet.
That
Alright.
makes sense.
Here, I'm gonna search for Chinese laundry. Oh, wait, does this not have, like, the text? I might not be able to search it. That's too bad. Yeah, does the search work at all? No, wait, no, it does. Maybe it doesn't work for everything. Yeah. Oh, man. That's too bad. Yeah. So I suppose, should we wrap it up?
I suppose so.
Yeah. Because
Maybe we'll take another crack another time.
Yeah. This book seems interesting. Like, it does seem like there's just a lot of different things that you could end up doing. Just seems like we ended up missing a lot of them.
Well, that's kind of the problem with these kinds of choose-your-own-adventure books, is that oftentimes, at least from what I've seen, it's almost just like rolling the dice. It's like a little bit of random chance. You pick your path, and then it's like, oh, well, nope, that's the wrong one.
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like padding, like how a video game will have like extra padding to, get more playtime. They're just like, oh, we got to make it so that you have to, read through it like over and over again to get more reading time out of it. Yeah. Man, and like we got like so many different clues and stuff that just never came up. Like we got that.
We picked up a lot of like, we had so many loose ends because we picked up so many threads that didn't quite go anywhere.
Yeah, like the brainchild. And then like we knew, we knew the identities of like a bunch of villains. We didn't do anything with that. At least we used the one about the poisoner and the one about the scientist guy with the big brain. There were two guys with big brains in this.
I did notice that, yeah.
Yeah. At least we got 14 hero points before everybody was incinerated. For whatever that's worth.
Do anything with those.
Yeah. So yeah. What what review would you give this out of 5 stars?
I'd give this a solid 3. Right?
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
I would be interested in flipping through this again at some point, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like there's potential there. Like it feels a lot more like open world than a lot of these kinds of books, where it is usually you're just kind of progressing through a mostly linear kind of dungeon. But this is like, oh, you're kind of wandering around the city doing things. So yeah, it is interesting. I would give it around a 3 out of 5 as well.
I think this kind of thing would hit pretty well with the target audience in any event, like
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, with all the little names and puns and stuff, it is obviously, made for the fans of
Yeah.
of comic books.
Or even just so like a child in 1988 having being able to flip through this book
Yeah.
over and over again is pretty good, I think.
Mm.
Before the internet destroyed everybody's brains.
Yeah. Yeah. This would probably completely blow my mind as a child.
Oh yeah.
My kid score is 5 out of 5.
Absolutely.
This would be my entire identity for like a few months. But yeah, so that'll be all for now. Thanks for joining me, Mary. It was great
Thank
having
you for having me.
Yeah. And let me I'll drop the shout out again. Merry Marvelite on both Twitch and YouTube. Go check him out. He's got some fun streams. You've been playing a lot of Yakuza, which I support.
Oh yes.
One of my favorite video game series.
Yes, I've been playing Yakuza and the Final Fantasy franchises for the first time lately.
Oh, interesting. Alrighty, so yes, definitely go check out Mary. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Bye.